eventually you get better at it.
Yep, and BKT is eventually getting better for sure. You can see right now they have improved quite a lot. They've come a long way, to be honest.
Right. And definitely the competition here in the GPL, playing against some of the other top teams in Southeast Asia has helped them out a lot. We are heading into bans and picks here, and it's going to be the Saigon Jokers getting the first ban onto Nasus.
Yep, Nasus here. No one likes to deal with that. The Wither is just so annoying to deal with if you are playing an auto-attack-based AD carry. Rise going to get banned out as well. We have seen the potency of Rise in the previous game played by BB.
Right, I think that Nasus ban mostly going to be targeted at NDD. He's been playing a lot of Nasus in the jungle. Zach and Jarvan there getting banned out as well. Zach really, really strong with his initiation. Ari is a ban that I'm a little bit surprised by. We've seen Nixwater play a little bit of Ari here and there. It's not one of those champions that he plays very often though, so yeah. I'm kind of wondering why they decided to go for that ban.
Probably BKT is thinking of a team composition. They have blocked out a lot of high initiation champions. Ari is quite a strong initiator as AP carry.
Right.
She could waste one charge of her Spirit Rush and throw down a charm after that. They blocked out Zac also, which is known extremely extremely popular for his super far range engages, like off the screen kind of engages. And Jarvan as well, gonna know for that Flag Spear combo into the Cataclysm. They have locked out a lot of the high engagement champions. They might be actually looking for a very interesting team composition.
Right, so they left so many powerful champions out there. There's still the Elise, there's still that Thresh. I'm a little bit surprised to see BKT not jumping on that Thresh pick when it's still out there. I mean, they're going to go for Zyra instead. And I'm just wondering why not the Thresh? I mean, they could be going for a disengage strategy, similar to what we saw the Taipei Assassins do in that previous match. And that would make some sense then to go for Zyra. But leaving Thresh open, and even Twisted Fate. I mean, these are really, really strong champions that you've left there. Shen is still out there as well. Of course, Karthus is too. So there's just so many champions right now that are open that haven't been banned out. I mean, that's the problem when you go for targeted bans. When you ban based on what your enemy is strong at, you leave open a lot of the current flavor of the months.
And 3 flavors of the months has already gone down. Thresh, Twisted Fate. Actually, Twisted Fate has been flavor of the entire
Life flavor of League. Flavor of the
Life's flavor.
Right. Yeah, Twisted Fate has appeared
everywhere
throughout competitive play. And there's only been a couple of times where he's disappeared. He's kind of like Ezreal. I mean, Ezreal has been seen throughout. Now is one of the few periods where there's kind of a lull, and we haven't seen Ezreal that often.
But I do think that pretty much sooner or later, the Ezreal trend will pop out again, and players will start picking it up. It's actually, the champion choices actually shifts along with what the current popular meta is.
Right.
Like Ezreal, actually, he does lose in terms of DPS to a lot of the other ADCs, but the thing is he has that insane kite that a lot of players, because a lot of players go for the assassin composition, so a lot of people picked up the blue build Ezreal, which has the armor coming in from the Icebound Gauntlets.
I think blue build Ezreal was really popular during the bruiser phase. Like when bruisers were still considered very strong. And then suddenly people realized that there's not that many good options when it comes to magic resist. If you think about it, there's not very strong magic resist items out there. As compared to stuff like Randuin, Sunfire Cape, Frozen Heart. There's so many armor items that are strong, but not many MR items that are strong. So now a lot of people are shifting to the dual AP build. And against dual AP, Ezreal is not so good because you're building up a lot of armor. In blue build Ezreal, you build up Frozen Gauntlet. You build up things that give you more armor, basically.
You totally don't have any resistance at all to magic. Because once you get to your 6-item build, it's very hard to stray away from the blue build and add in a magic resist item like Banshee's Veil, because you will lose quite a lot of output if you actually go for that.
And it's harder to kite AP casters, because AP casters, they normally do all their damage in one burst. Whereas bruisers, they need to stick to you and deal damage over time. So it's really not as effective against a double AP team comp as Rail.
Yeah, and double AP is exactly what we see here coming in from BKT. They have gone for the Elise and Orianna as well. Those two champions is going to deal a lot of magical damage. And on top of that, the Zyra is magic based, although most of the damage will definitely not come down from her.
Right. So in the meantime, over on the side of the Saigon Jokers, they've gone for the Varus Thresh combo. This is going to be going head-to-head with the Grave Zyra combo. I'm actually going to give the advantage here to Varus Thresh. I feel like they're just a way more solid bottom lane team comp.
Yep. Looking in at the poke potential, Varus does have the piercing arrow to actually poke them from afar. And on top of that, you can see Graves actually going in for the cleanse. Not going to want those death sentence to actually land on top of him.
I think that cleanse is more targeted towards Nyx Water's Twisted Fate.
Oh,
because
yeah,
he's going to be
true.
coming in with his Gate, Destiny Gate combo, and when he comes in with that gold card, the cleanse is going to be a lifesaver.
Yeah, because it can actually allow you to move away from the wildcards. Because wildcards is actually half of Twisted Fate's burst.
Right.
And I think early to mid-game, the pick a card actually starts scaling way better once it hits late game when he has his Lich Bane.
Right.
Yep.
So, of course, it can be used to get away from Thresh as well, but most likely he's going to be more afraid of Twisted Fate coming in. On the other hand, we are going to see Twisted Fate going up against Orianna in the mid lane, and to be honest, that's probably going to be a pretty even matchup. Don't see too much of an advantage here for either of these champions. Twisted Fate can...
Towards the early phases of the game, I
Right.
think pre-6, Orianna might have a slight advantage. Because her ball range is quite fast, she can throw in her QW combination. But Twisted Fate, he doesn't really have all that much harass. When he goes to pick a card, Orianna can just back off very easily. But once it hits, once TF hits a certain level, once his wildcards is actually maxed out,
Right.
he will be able to just clear waves from afar, and that will be when it will be quite hard for Orianna to go in for the trade, and it will start shifting to an equal lane.
Right. So over at the top lane, we have the last matchup of all. Jace going up against Elise.
Yep.
I think that this is going to be a pretty fun one to watch. Both of these champions have great poke. They've got lots of harassment options. And they also have the ability to jump in and get dirty in a brawl. And basically, it's just going to be a matter of who's the more skilled player that comes out on top in this matchup.
Yeah, top is definitely the lane with the most skill involved. It's just all about the skills timing. Whichever player is able to pull off the timing better will come out ahead. But looking at the jungler, SAJ does have a slight advantage because they do have a Lee Sin.
Right.
Which I would say is a way stronger early game ganker as compared to Mundo. Because if a Mundo comes in for a gank onto you, all you have to do is just dodge his cleaver and he's pretty much useless.
That's true. I mean, the minute that cleaver doesn't land, the majority of CC that we're going to see from Mundo is going to be lost. I think it's kind of the same for Lee Sin, but Lee Sin has other mobility options apart from his Sonic Wave and Resonating Strike combo. He still has his Safeguard, especially if you're able to get a stun down. He's able to close distance very, very quickly compared to Mundo. So even if Mundo lands his cleaver, you're still able to walk away. It's just a slow. It's not something like the Sonic Wave where he just flies at you, like literally flies right at you. And that's something that you don't want happening in those early gangs. Not to mention the fact that Lee Sin does a lot of damage. The only worry, of course, is the fact that he's going to be dropping off in that late game. Late game, I do have to say that BKT has a pretty strong AP lineup. The AD carry is not the best in the late game. Like Graves, compared to other AD carries, doesn't scale that well. Mostly due to his short range. But Orianna and Elise are going to get very, very powerful. Orianna especially, the shield. When you get a lot of ability power, the shield is really crazy.
And on top of that, you still have the Elise, which will deal percentage-based damage. And a lot of Elise, when I was reading through the guides, they like to run pure penetration builds, meaning their quintessences are penetration and their marks are penetration as well. So her percentage-based Q spell, the Venomous Bite, will pretty much do true damage for most of the game if she does go for the Void stuff early on.
And on top of that, they do a lot of, they build a lot of penetration items on Elise as well. Haunting Guys, Leandri's Torment, Sorcerer's Shoes, all these add up to really allow Elise almost 100% penetration, like you said.
Roughly 60 magic penetration if you add, I think 55 if you add all 3 magic penetration items together. And on top of that, you still have her runes, which adds, I think, about 15, and that will be about 80 magic penetration in total, so pretty much true damage, unless they build a bulwark.
Right, so we are going to be heading into the match in just a short while. Interesting pickups here in terms of the supports. Both of them going very aggressive. They're both picking up Ignite.
You might actually see a shift in meta towards the Ignite support here. We do once again have a pause. And looking at the composition, how do you think of the jungle invades early on? I would actually give a little bit of advantage to SAJ.
In terms of a level 1 team fight, yeah, it's definitely, I would give the advantage to SAJ, mainly because of the CC that they have available. They're going to be able to drop gold cards. Lee Sin has some great level 1 damage. They've got the Thresh, Death Sentence as well. So if they do choose to go for an invade, I would say that the Saigon Jokers are going to be able to do a lot better.
Yep, so it will be up to BKT to try their best to gain as much map awareness as they can in the jungle to prevent the team from actually invading them. We do see a disconnect here by SKLZ. But we can first look at the items coming down from both teams.
So we see the red pot build being picked up on Jace. I think we can expect QTV to be very aggressive.
Yep.
He's probably going to jump right onto 007 the minute they get onto lane, somewhat like what BB did, or rather Prides did against BB in the last game. Over in the mid lane, a little bit of a difference as well. We see the Fairy Charm being picked up here for Oriana, Royhan, and on Nixwater he's gone for the Doran's Ring.
Yep.
So a bit better trade potential because of the Doran's Ring, but to be honest, I don't really see either of them trading that much in the
that's
early
true.
game.
But the thing about it is TF right now is, I think, pretty much almost always forced to go for the Doran's Ring, because after the blue nerf, he isn't able to really sustain his mana regen that much.
Right.
Yeah, so Doran's Ring will actually be able to pretty much help him break even in terms of mana sustain in the lane.
So we are going to see the team split up here for the side of the Bangkok Titans, whereas the Saigon Jokers are going to stick relatively close to each other. Might look to be going for the invade. Are going to run right into 007X here.
Oh, but neither of them actually is aware.
Don't have vision of him yet. He's hanging around at the corner of the brush. He is going to spot them. And I think the ward over there will locate them as well. Oh, they managed to take out that vision. Nice pick up for them.
And now Roy Hyun here is a little bit in a dangerous position. Gonna throw down the ward. There are a lot of wards, level 1 wards being planted out. But SAJ is aware that the red buff is warded. And now they are gonna move into their own jungle because they do decide that invading now might be a little bit too much of a risk, because BKT has quite good vision of the jungle now.
Oh, they are being very aggressive here. You can see they know that their level 1 teamfight potential is there, and because of that, they're just charging in. Wow. My goodness, just look at this. We're going to see the Bangkok Titans try to counter this by going in for an invade, but because of the fact that the Saigon Jokers warded up so much, they're going to have a good idea of where exactly the Bangkok Titans are.
Yep, we might actually see Jace walking in to throw down a little. Oh, they aren't gonna. They actually are just gonna give the blue away to BKT here.
Perhaps not. We're gonna see QTV come in.
Nothing much you can do about that.
Yeah, I think that was a wise choice though. They didn't ward their own blue. I think if they did, they could have harassed a little bit more.
And on the other side of the map, we actually see bottom lane having a little bit of an advantage because they were able to get back into lane. So we will see BKT actually hitting level 2 earlier. Will they be able to take advantage of the small little lead that they have right there? But right now the jungle looks to be pretty even, both teams being able to steal each other's blue buff and subsequently proceed to invade each other's red buff. They'll pick up their own red buff actually.
Oh, some damage coming onto Sek. Junie trying to look for that death sentence. Is he going to be able to get it? He uses his flay actually. He's got that flay damage down onto Sek. Gets him pretty low here. And this is some good trades on the part of SAJ.
Yep, good choice of SAJ actually to go aggressively before Graves and Zyra hits level 2. because they do have a slight advantage in terms of EXP just now in the game, but it all has seems to be but evaporated already due to the early level 1 fight. Junie
Good
here
control of the lane here coming in from Junie. He's really managed to scare Sek here, and I have to say that this is really bad for the Bangkok Titans, because if there's one strong player on the Bangkok Titans, I'd have to say it's Sek. He's one of the best players on the team, and his AD carry role there has carried them multiple times. Archie could be in a bit of trouble. He dodges the grasping vines, but he's getting really low. He doesn't have the assistance of his support. He flashes in for the kill. He gets the first blood, but he gets taken out by the turret. In the end, it's going to be SKLZ who picks up the kill. So overall, still a victory for SAJ.
Actually, a huge victory for SAJ here, because Graves, sitting at currently only 8 CS, is just going to lose the entire minion wave out.
Right, you're right.
They're going to pick up an extra Doran's Blade as well as a Longsword. Going to have 10 extra damage as compared to Graves here.
So this is going to be a big advantage here for Archie, just right at the start of the game. Over at this top lane, QTV has popped his red pot. I'm kind of surprised that he did that. I don't really you normally see the players saving that up for when they go in for that trade.
Like when
over at the bottom, Junie could be at a bit of trouble. SKLZ obviously trying to get in there to pick him up. Death Sentence gets used.
Yep,
and he's going to back out.
Good choice of his part. There isn't a player near him to actually follow up on that. You see a little bit of harassment coming in.
Oh, they've managed to catch on to Royhan. Sonic Wave and Resonating Strike under the turret. Safety manages to flash to safety.
Oh, puns everywhere, and now Nixwater will be able to shove out the mid lane very easily. He is sitting at a CS advantage, but now Orianna does have the Chalice of Harmony. That should give her a little bit more magic resist to prevent the damage coming down to safety here. Forced to use the smite as he was getting a little bit too low. 007 going aggressively. He does have a huge minion wave building up, can afford to do that. But now the difference in gold is still very equal, about 600 in favor of SAJ, because they did pick up their early first blood.
So things looking a little bit tight for QTV here. He's getting pushed up all the way to his turret, but he's still keeping up in CS.
Very well done indeed. Didn't lose a single CS to the turret there.
Meanwhile, in this bottom lane, Sek is definitely not having the time of his life. 10 minion score behind Archie, and this combination of Archie and Junie keeps zoning him out.
Yep. Archie is just chilling at the sidelines, standing near the minion waves. And
wow, this is a really early dragon. They've got the power of Zyra on their side, and Mundo, he's able to just tank that dragon. And my goodness, 6 minutes into the game, they grabbed the dragon completely undetected there.
Oh. Yep, but the set Thresh there did finally realize that dragon has already been taken. Punted a pink one there. Sek here
taking some damage. And that was a good poke from Archie, but that extra goal from the dragon is going to put Bangkok Titans in a nice position.
Safety here, going to land a resonating strike. Not going to follow up, he is in the turret. Bottom lane here, starting to lose a little bit of that edge here, SAJ. Oh, the top lane. It seems QTV is very content with actually farming at his turret. He did lose his red buff, meaning that he is actually 300 gold behind Zyra. Zyra already picked up the Haunting Guys, the extra 15 magic resist, gonna help him out. Elise? Elise picking up that Haunting Guys, 15 magic penetration, gonna help him out. Messed up my pen. Yeah, the Elise picking up the Haunting Guys, yeah.
So that's putting a lot of pressure on his lane though. I mean, the fact that he's up to the turret, it allows Elise to get back to base, purchase some items, and because of that, he's going to be at a slight disadvantage for the duration where she's actually had one more trip than him. Oh, teleport coming in. And it goes straight onto Ryan. Ryan could be in trouble here. He's getting really low, but safety there. He's got to wait for that Sonic Wave. No, he's just going to be able to get one last hit in.
Yep, the punch of death indeed. On the other side of the map, you see NDD coming in for the engagement. They do manage to take out the support.
Right, so it was a 1-for-1 trade there. BKT getting a support whereas we see the Saigon Jokers picking up a mid laner. So they definitely got the better deal there.
Yep, and we do see, oh no, he is not going to push this turret. This turret is actually very, very low already, about a third of his health left. 007 finally getting pushed to his own turret. The wave clear from Jace, from his shock blast acceleration gate is actually quite potent. Archie here, gonna farm quite easily at the turret. He does have a lot of physical damage now, double Dorans, gonna help him out with that. Lara throwing as much pokes as she can. Sek here, gonna back off, still trying his best to shove out the wave. Trying to stop Archie from actually getting CS, but look at the damage that Archie actually has right now. It will be quite hard to do that.
Right, so that lead that Archie had, he still has it, but Sek has done a good job here of not falling too far behind. We did see that gank coming in from NDD to help out. Now they're trying to see whether they're going to do something at this blue buff. There's pings going down, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to stop this. Up to the top lane, we're going to see QTV get a slight advantage because of his blue buff. That's always the nice thing about having a self-sustaining mid laner, somebody like Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate is pretty much able to keep himself well. Oh my goodness, gank coming up to the top lane on 007. He's getting in trouble. The Ignites on him. And he's going to go down. Easy kill here for the Saigon Jokers.
Yep, a 2v1 gank just proves too much for Elisa. And that was actually a very good gank timing coming from SAJ as well. She didn't actually have a good aggressive minion to actually jump to. We do see Orianna spotting out the Lee Sin, but Lee Sin fearlessly just gonna waltz into his jungle nonetheless. Not too sure what he's gonna do there.
Right, here. So QTV getting as much damage as he can onto the turret before NDD comes to put a stop to this nonsense. He's gonna get rid of those minions, and he's gonna make sure the turret doesn't get into any more trouble than it is.
Junida happily collecting souls. Safety here.
Oh, I think there might be a teleport down to the bottom lane. We do see Nixwater looking for that opportunity.
He's just chilling in the bush right now. Gonna play it Garen style. This thing inside there. There is a ward being planted. Good ward there.
Oh, there's a ward right behind here. A pink ward. Oh, they're going in for the mid lane. They've got Royhan. They managed to pick him up, but Nixwater is going to go down. Now safety could be in trouble. Look at the damage coming up from 007. It's just massive. It forces him to flash away. In comes the repel. Is he going to be able to get the cocoon? Oh, he decides to back off. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, there is some action going down as well. Archie looking to get caught. He's got caught here. He flashes out of the Stranglethorn, but he still gets caught in it. The box goes down. SKLZ goes down now. Sek is going to go down. But no, he's going to get the kills here. He's going to get one kill. He got the assist. He's been pulled by the death sentence. Gets under the turret, and he's forced to back off. I think that kill actually went to SKLZ.
He did actually throw out his passive to secure the final kill, but he should have given it away to Sek.
I think that they just wanted to make sure that Sek didn't die there, and I think it was fine that he picked up the kill because it was starting to get scary. It was a 2 versus 1. We're going to see 007 here take some poke. Well, NDD teleports back.
Oh, gonna throw out the lantern there. Give him some extra vision while he recalls back to base. Nixwater playing, yep, and as you predicted, mid lane is playing extremely passively. There is a ward over at the mid lane. Great ward there by Orianna, because knowing where TF is gonna move is actually extremely crucial. Well, BKT here overall doing an extremely good job of keeping out. The goal difference right now is only about 800. QCG are gonna come in the bush, try to throw down some invisible shock blast from the bushes, but seems not gonna do that.
Oh, NDD getting caught out here by safety. Try to do some dewarding, but I think he's actually going to be able to do that successfully. Good damage onto NDD, but that ward will go down.
Yep, Roy Hoon actually not going to have his shockwave. He could actually secure the kill there if his shockwave was actually up.
007 being super aggressive. They're chasing all the way down under the tower. Doesn't want to allow QTV to get any of that farm. Oh, but QTV is going to go right on down onto him. Yep, let's go for a good trade. Pop all here at the dragon. Nixwater comes in. He's going to get that stun down on the Sek, but straight away the cleanse gets used. So finally we see the use of that cleanse, but the stun card comes in again. Now safety, he's got that sonic wave landed right onto him. Safety in trouble here. The turret gets him really low. He's going to get picked up by the plants. Archie now is in a bit of trouble as well. Royhan comes in, finishes him off. And in fact, it's going to be Sek that picks up the final kill. Now 007 here, and QTV at the top going for an engage at 3-for-1 over the bottom lane. And I think they're going to be able to pick up the Dragon as well. BKT coming back strong into this game. Yep. They're not going to give it up.
On the other side of the map, we do see 007 actually losing out in trade, but the downside of it is actually Jace is running out of mana, so he can't exactly keep up with those posts. BKT now will pretty much secure this Dragon for free. There isn't a ward there, so they won't be aware of the respawn timer. All they have is an estimation number, but that should be more than suffice if SAJ does intend to defend the next Dragon.
Alright, so we do see this top lane is very intense. The two champions here both have the potential to kill each other. So it's going to be a very, very scary one for both of them.
Yep, Jace still has about 250 mana. That's roughly enough mana for him to throw down his full combo. 007 here getting a little bit low on mana as well, because he did throw down some extra spam. Both of them going to recall back to base and let the minion clash in the center.
Looking at the goal score in terms of lanes, there's a CS or a minion score advantage in every single lane for the Saigon Jokers. And that is one of the reasons why they've managed to stay equal.
Despite losing 2 dragons.
Right.
Sat here easily gonna clear out the wave. And now we do see a small push coming down with NDD and Royhyun over in the mid lane. They aren't gonna commit to this. Instead, they might switch to the red buff to help the Mundo actually pick it up. We might see a gank, potentially see a gank in the top lane, but highly unlikely.
SKLZ there putting down some good wards, going to use that pink to take out the Tri-Brush ward from the Saigon Jokers. Meanwhile at this top lane, 007 here is starting to lose in terms of farm. He was having a slight advantage in the early game, but he seems to have lost most of it.
Yeah, and Jace is pretty much content with this.
Oh, but Jace here going to get run right into NDD. The cocoon does land. QTV is in trouble. He's going to get picked up fast.
Yep, and the burst from Elise is not something you can take lightly. You can see instantly the health pool from the Jace disappeared. And I think the only damage contribution came down from 2 cleavers from Mundo, and that's pretty much it. That was all the burst coming down from an Elise, and now they will be able to shove out this top lane. BKT is doing a good job of keeping up with the global objectives here.
Right, I really like how BKT is controlling Nixwater. Nixwater, even though he's been able to teleport to the bottom lane a few times, we've seen that Royhan follows him there. And that really salvaged the situation. They have really tight vision of where Nixwater is. They keep pinging him. They don't want him to use that Destiny Gate combo to get a gank. Like you can see the minute he disappears from the mid lane, everybody starts backing off.
And hugging the turret.
Yeah. They lose a couple of CS. You can see like it's about 10 minion score behind here for Sek, but the benefit is that you don't get killed, and that's really the most important thing here.
Yeah, but despite that, we do see Orianna actually a little bit behind, and actually very behind as compared to TF in terms of gold. She is 40 CS behind, and on top of that, TF has 2 extra kills on top of that.
Oh, TF here could be in trouble. There's a number of champions coming in from behind. NDD comes in. In goes the ult from Orianna. Nixwater is going to try to take out Royhan with him, but there's just not enough damage. Royhan gets out of there. Got really close. I mean, that would have made it quite unworthwhile if Royhan went down. QTV coming in to stop this push. We're going to see NDD take some damage, but he's really tanky.
Yep, he does have actually very high amounts of CS for a jungler, 76. He does have the Spirit of the Elder Golem already, so that should help him out with the CC reduction. And on top of that, if he does throw out his Burning Agony, it will reduce the damage even further.
Well, 007 looking for the opportunity to get a gank. He decides not to. NDD actually takes some damage from that shockwave combo. QTV's got to watch out though. I mean, he doesn't want to get too close. Mundo has some really strong chase potential. The minute you start running, he's going to pop his ult. He's got that cleaver, and it's just almost impossible to get away from a Mundo who's got his ult and cleavers up.
Yep, I'm very interested to see what boots Mundo is actually going to pick up. From the looks of it, he actually looks to be going Ninja Tabi, because the composition coming in from the side of SAJ, they do have 3 physical attack based champions. So
Junie got caught here. He's going to use the Death Sentence. He tries to get the kill on SKLZ. In comes the ult from Twisted Fate. Where's Nixwater teleporting? He's not coming in here. Sek now one-on-one with Archie. But the plants are adding a little bit of extra damage, but it's not enough there. Archie picks up that kill. Meanwhile, in the top lane, they've shut down 007. 3 kills across the board for the Saigon Jokers. They're going to be very happy with that. And they're going to try to take out the turret at the top as well.
Yeah, and with those 3 kills, the lead coming in from BKT has pretty much all but evaporated. And now they are going to trade the turret 1-for-1, the top lane turret in exchange, but SAJ is not going to be content with just 1 turret. They are going to go in for the 2nd turret. Oriana is not going to proceed onto this. SAJ here playing this extremely smart. Look at the map, the positioning of the members of BKT, they have no way of responding to this at all.
Perhaps we might see NDD trying to take out that bottom turret. You can see he's doing his best.
Yep,
getting in there. If he does take that out, that's going to be a good consolation prize for the team. Archie and Junie are coming in though, and they're going to force him to back out. How did that cleaver just slide right between the 2 champions there?
The Ole coming in. We do see we do have the first Oracle of the game. SKL is going to pick it up. He can't afford to do so. He has 3 kills, and on top of that, BKT actually has quite a lot of global objectives being taken out. They had 2 dragons and 2 turrets. So that should help out with Zyra's goal score. And now he's just going to run here, there, everywhere, blinding the vision coming in from SAJ.
Well, Junie as well has his own Oracle's Elixir, just hasn't decided to use it just yet.
Looking for teams,
sorry, you go ahead.
Comparing the 2 items from the 2 supports, Zyra's actually a little bit ahead as compared to Thresh.
Yeah, you can see the goal difference here. She's about 800 gold in the lead. Dragon now going to be contested by both teams. You can see them starting to dance around it. All teams, both teams have 5 members towards either the middle or the bottom. NDD got to be a bit careful not to get caught out.
BKT here is just going to push out the mid lane. The turret will lose a bit of health to the minion wave there. But SAJ is going to put the pressure onto the bottom lane as well. There is a ton of wards around the dragon area. Both teams are definitely looking to contest for this.
Right, and Junie still hasn't popped that Oracle's Elixir. He's really not keen on losing it in the next team fight. He knows that there's going to be a fight around Dragon, but if he... Oh, there's also the fact that Safety has used his Oracle's Elixir. SKLZ here running into a gold mine of wards. Oh, they're going to try to catch on to 007. They do manage to get him, but he gets away. And now it's going to be NDD trying to go in as well. Nice pokes coming in from QTV. Safety trying to get rid of this ward. Oh, he gets a nice cleaver to the face. And both teams are reluctant to engage.
RG here. Gonna tank a Spiderling there. Throw down some extra poke. I don't think Dragon will be contested anytime soon because both teams has some time. Ooh, Lee Sin gonna go in actually onto the Dragon. There is no wards around the area except for that one there in the bush.
Right. The problem now for the Bangkok Titans is that they've been taking a lot of poke damage. You can see the team is looking relatively less healthy than the Saigon Jokers. If they keep taking this poke, they're going to have trouble when the actual fight comes about. They're going to try to go sneak the Dragon. I don't know if this is the right move for them. They're going to try to grab it really quickly. We've got the Grasping Vise down onto Junie. They've actually picked it up and they might be able to get away here. Nice ult from Oriana, just holds them off, but Safety goes in with a Sonic Wave, kicks back Ryan. Ryan flashes over the wall to get away. He's going to get killed here. And it's going to be Sek and SKLZ trying their best to escape. It's a 2-for-2 right now. In comes the ult from Twisted Fate. Nixwater, where is he going to go? He's going to go straight for 007. Almost kills Nixwater. And that makes it a 3-for-2. Bangkok Titans somehow still coming out ahead of that in my opinion because they got the Dragon even though they got 1 kill less.
Yep, and the goal, this game is extremely tight. Like the previous game, the goal difference is hardly even moving. The difference now is only about 100 gold. Both teams playing it extremely well. Sek here gonna pick up the red buff. That should help him in the ensuing team fight, but looking at where things are going, I don't think it will happen anytime soon. There isn't exactly too many global objectives to contest for now. Baron is a little bit too early in the game to contest for that.
Right, so Archie's going to pick up that bottom turret by himself. Good job there. Going to bring the goal gap just a little bit bigger, but who knows, that could just go away in a bit. Because we know how well Bangkok Titans have been playing this game. They've been giving SAJ a run for their money, and they've been equalizing that goal lead every time they have a chance to.
And now NDD will be the one who actually holds on to that Oracle Elixir. Gonna run around, but there's hardly any wards on the... Oh, we might see a Baron contest. We see a lot of ward safety here. Gonna get hit by the cleaver. Whether there's a follow-up, I'm not too sure. That's actually a very short ward jump there.
He gets away. No problem there at all. And looks like Bangkok Titans... oh, nice death sentence onto Ryan. He's actually going to jump onto him. I don't know if Junie's committing suicide here. It's getting pretty low.
Well, surprisingly, I think BKT was a little bit hesitant on going in for the engage because they don't exactly have a lot of vision in the jungle. They aren't aware where the team is, and Thresh was actually being extremely brave there, going in without any of his teammates nearby.
I think it's possible that they could have killed him if they used their ults, but then again, they didn't. They probably didn't want to use the dissonance, the command dissonance from Orianna to kill the support. Yeah.
And now SAJ will take advantage of the poke composition that they so strongly have, piercing arrows and shock blast going to be flying everywhere. TF cards as well, but TF is, ooh, Roy here going to take another shock blast to the face. And see currently his health pool is stuck at miserable amounts.
Really good pokes here coming out from the Saigon Jokers. Something that you're probably not going to be able to see in the future after they nerf Jace.
Yep.
And get rid of the really short cooldown on his acceleration gate.
Especially if Jace goes for cooldown reduction build, which is currently very, very popular. I think even after the nerf on Jace, they would still go for cooldown reduction. He still has his pokes, although it's not as strong. It will be probably a 4-second difference.
They're going to try to go for an engage here, which I think they should, because Nixwater is split pushing that bottom lane turret. He's going to take it out by himself in no time. They should try to engage if they can. Oh my goodness, they missed that cocoon. It was so, so close.
Oh, yep, Junie there. Going to spot out the ward. We might see a clash here. Will he get caught out? No, he does not. 007 going to take a...
007 is like trying his best to catch somebody, but he hasn't been able to. Nixwater teleporting out of that bottom lane. He picked up the turret, and I think he's happy with that. They don't need to force something here. They can just play it slow. They've got some really strong late game pokes on the side of the Saigon Jokers. There's really no reason for them to rush.
TF does have that blue buff. He is going to go for a Death Fire's Graph. He's going to be looking for that huge, huge burst.
You can see the desperation of the Bangkok Titans right now. They really want to initiate and start a fight, and they did manage to catch on to Junie. Junie there with the death sentence onto NDD. Not really the person that they want to catch here. But the Chains of Corruption comes in. SKLs there picks up, gets picked off. They put down the Stranglethorn, prevents the rest of the team from coming in, but they're still coming in strong. Saigon Jokers, they're going in for the kills here. They managed to pull in Sec. They get that kill, and it's going to be just 2 members of BKT retreating right now. 3-for-1 exchange. Yep. Baron could be picked up here. You can see safety starting to tank it. In the meantime, Nixwater is going to head back to base. He's a little bit too low. There is that ward there. They do have the command dissonance. Archie gets pulled in. He's going to flash out of there. NDD goes in as well. Why have they gone in from different sides? NDD pops that sadism. He's going to try to stay alive.
Great, great play there by BKT. Actually, despite losing that team fight, the save on Shockwave from the Orianna actually paid off.
Here comes the teleport. Nixwater with the gold card. Is he going to be in trouble? Ryan needs to shield himself. He does manage to shield himself. Nixwater almost picks up the double kill. Almost takes out the Oracles on NDD, but not quite.
Great. That was actually a very, very risky fight there from both teams. But now BKT is down 1 member. Actually, both teams are down their AP mids.
Oh, nice. One-on-one support battle here happening right at the Baron. Junie manages to dodge the grasping vines. I'm a little bit disappointed with the coordination there from Royhan and NDD. Felt like if Royhan and NDD came from the same side, they probably would have been able to do a lot better of a job of stopping that Baron.
Yeah, they could actually potentially take a kill off, but Royal Hyun was quite happy with actually hanging back over the wall and playing it safe.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a missed opportunity, a risk, but, you know, one that could have paid off, and that's what LOL is about. It's about taking those risks and making sure that you make the right choices in regards to risks.
BKT here controlling almost every single dragon of the game. Gonna pick that up very, very easily. And DD here fearlessly just runs into the face.
Oh, they almost managed to catch Junie there with the grasping vines, but somehow, some way they... Wow, in goes safety, they drop the box. Junie's been caught by the cocoon, he's gonna get burst immediately. Stranglethorns comes in. Archie's also now been spotted by 007. He's putting down some serious hurt on him though. The repel allows 007 to stay alive for a little bit longer. In comes the command distance, Royan gets picked off. Oh no, Sek is the last one standing, and I just don't think he's gonna get out of this alive. He gets picked up as well. 3 for 2. Or rather, sorry, 2 for 5 there. A complete ace by the Saigon Jokers. Beautiful play.
Yep, SAJ now definitely gonna look for a mid lane push. They could easily take this out and back off, but the risk is, if BKT comes out after they go for the push, they could potentially go for the Baron, because it might take a little bit too long for SAJ and Safety to respond to that.
I think they're going to just take out one turret.
Yep.
The risk of them coming out with the home guard boots and catching somebody is just too high.
Yeah, there is, I think, one home guard only for the side of BKT, which is on the Elise. And that is pretty much it. But I can see a lot of the members of BKT actually buying out wards. The Oriana has a ward, Mundo has a ward, Elise also has a ward. So this game we might be seeing Baron as the next major global objective that is going to be contested this game.
Right, over here in the mid lane, we do see the Saigon Jokers once again gathering up. I don't think they're going to go for a push just yet. We do see Twisted Fate looking for that solo kill onto Royan. Just look at the burst damage, the Lich Bane, the Deathfire Grasp. Almost picks up the kill. He in fact does it with the Ignite. But NDD is there last to pick up the kill on him.
Yep, actually, who do you think is more threatening? The TF on SAJ or the Oriana on BKT?
I think the Oriana is more worth it. She's got a lot more team fight potential. We're going to see Junie just jump right in there. Now the Chains of Corruption have been picked off. Oh my goodness, that Shock Blast Acceleration gate combo almost taking out Sek. They're in trouble now. They got to go on the retreat. Death Sentence comes in. NDD's been picked up. He's going to go right in there. Lands the flare onto SKLZ. 007's been picked up. In comes another Shock Blast Acceleration gate combo. Sek is going to go down. We're going to see SKLZ go down as well. NDD is the last man standing. He doesn't have that sadism up. He does have those cleavers though. And he's going to try to take out Safety. Safety with the dodge. He gets out of there. It's going to be 3 or rather 4 for 1. We've got Ryan coming back out. He doesn't have that dissonance though, so this turret is going to go down. The inhibitor as well is in big trouble. Safety's a little bit low on health, but with 4 members there, Ryan's going to be suicidal to try to stop this.
Yep. And SAJ going to be content with just taking out that inhibitor. Great play there by SAJ. You can see they weren't fully as a team there. And with the Chains of Corruption, they were able to disengage enough time for Jace to come in with a 3-man Shock Blast to the face, and that actually chipped off a huge chunk of BKT's health pool, allowing them to win this fight flawlessly.
Just crazy stuff here. Dude, how many wards are there in this space? Just look at the minimap. It's insane. They've lit up the whole place. It looks like a birthday cake.
Well, of a 200-year-old man, I think. There's like tons of wards there.
Oh, BKT's 007 has caught Nyx Water though. They've managed to pick up that kill. Oh no, Baron could be in trouble here. But they're going to have to send somebody down to the bottom lane to defend. Otherwise,
I think
we're going to see QTV go in.
Good choice of SAJ here to sacrifice the Baron for a turret. But the thing is, Oriana is already in the base, so it might be quite difficult for them to actually pull this off. Thresh here, gonna fish.
Oh, Baron's getting pretty low. They should be able to pick this up. NDD pops the sadism to just tank it a little bit more. They do pick up the Baron. Wow, this could be it. This could be a big change. QTV could get caught out here. He pops the acceleration gate, tries to get away. But we're going to see the Chains of Corruption land onto 007. Oh my goodness, he's been left behind. He gets caught out there. Archie, though, is going to get stuck onto right there by NDD. He's putting out insane amounts of hurt. But now we see Sek closing in on him. They're going to pick up the kill on him. And that Baron buff is slowly whittled away. They've already gotten rid of the Baron buff on 3 members of the team. Left there only on 2. Sek here trying to get the kill onto QTV. QTV's, oh, the Dissonance picks up the kill for him. Royan there with some amazing assists. He himself, though, is going to go down.
Oh my lord, that damage coming down from the Jace. That was just hypercharge and the I think the knockback coming in from Jason, that's pretty much all the damage that went down.
Right, the thundering blow that just completely chunked Sek. I think Sek felt that thundering blow from behind the computer screen.
Oh, it's like, oh my god, whoosh, then his face probably just went like flat.
I know, man. I mean, like, I would be completely pale after seeing my health bar drain that fast. Sek here now doing his best to defend the base. He's kind of alone at this point. The rest of his team members coming back up. Gold advantage still sitting with the Saigon Jokers. They've got about a 4,000 gold lead at this point.
This game's still anyone's game, actually. Both teams very, very close. SKLZ once again going to buy the Oracle Elixir there. Despite Baron, it's not a contested item right now, but the thing is they still need the vision advantage as much as they can, in fact. RG now, Junie going to move over to the mid lane, pick up some extra farm and push out the lane. Right now, I think SAJ can't do a head-on team fight. They might actually be looking for a split push.
Right, Junie's a scary, scary little guy right now. He's a support, but if you check out his stats, he's actually got 100. Is that a? No, it's got 74 soul.
I thought you saw it 174.
Yeah, I thought you had 174. It does add a really substantial amount of armor and ability power, though. 60 armor and ability power. And you can see just how daring he is, getting right into the middle of those fights. Oh my goodness, Sek here is in trouble. Nixwater's caught him out, but Nixwater is going to be in trouble himself here. He gets picked off. That was not worth it.
He should have just backed out instead of letting Greed. Oh, now
so they're going to try to sweep up the team. Safety with the Dragon's Rage. NDD trying to close in. I don't think there's anyone going to go in there, though, along with him. So that was just a bad move from them.
The Twisted Fate. I think this game he's playing a little bit too recklessly, trying his best to take out the carries, but losing his life in the end as well.
But his damage is nuts. I mean, did you see Sek? He got shielded and he was still almost killed by that.
Yep, he does have the Deathfire's Grasp, so that huge amount of burst coming down from the extra percentage damage coming in from DFG actually helps out with the burst.
Right, so the DFG actually scales off of his ability power, and I kind of want to find out exactly how much it's dealing right now. It doesn't really show us the scaling.
I think it's 15% extra damage on top of the base, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's 15% health. Alright,
we are going to see SAJ camping around this bottom lane. They don't have enough members there to take out the turret. They do seem to be going for a split push instead.
Yeah, RG here is just chilling over at the top lane in the bush. Just going to hide there, clear out the waves. Oh no, he's not going to clear out the wave, just going to stick inside there, in fact. Yep, he finally moved a little. This game is so tense. SAJ here having huge map control this game. Oh, the gate does go out. He does not teleport anywhere. Not gonna be wanting to make the same mistake he made the previous time there.
Right, definitely not gonna do that again. Sek here is so desperately trying to defend this turret. I think they should just focus all efforts on this bottom turret, because if you think about it, it's pretty low on health, and they just need a couple more hits to take it down.
And they can't exactly wait for the minions to actually trickle
Archie could be in trouble. In comes the Dissonance. They want to get the kill. Royhan is going to get caught out by the Chains of Corruption, but Archie's forced to back up as well. Oh my goodness, the burst damage on the SKLZ is utterly ridiculous. Archie's in trouble though. They're going to try chasing him down at this bottom lane. Meanwhile, Junie and QTV are doing their best to push the lane.
Yep.
I don't know if split pushing is the right strategy for the Saigon Jokers right now.
They should be focusing their efforts onto one lane and abuse the poke composition that they have to actually whittle down the carries from the side of BKT before going in for a turret dive. They do have a very tanky Lee Sin who can actually take quite a decent amount of punishment there.
QTV taking a lot of burst damage. We see Sek actually missing the collateral damage. 007 tries to finish him off.
Spider chasing, and it will.
Kaboom! He goes down, the skittering frenzy. Or rather the Spiderling there picking up the kill. Junie is not getting away from this. No, he's not. And we're going to see the Saigon Jokers continue this futile split pushing strategy. Managed to land a nice Sonic Wave though.
Yep. Oop, now we go in for the engagement. Archie here is in quite a bad position. Oriana does have the movement speed boost to actually catch up to him. He does not have Chains of Corruption. It is going to come out though.
Oh my goodness. Archie is definitely going to go down here. They've got the slow onto him. He's going to try to take down somebody along with him, and SKLZ is that somebody. But no, they're going to be able to save him. In comes the ult from Twisted Fate. He's going to go for a back door here. One hit with that Lich Bane should be able to take out the turret. He does manage to grab that. That will open up the base even further.
Yep, and what SAJ needs to do now is actually to back off, regroup, push out a singular lane. They do have bot lane and mid lane open. They could easily do that.
Oh my goodness, that must have been... If I were Nick Water, I would have wet my pants. Just seeing that spider come right at me.
Spider and a macho purple man.
Whew, that was scary. SAJ has to rethink this strategy. I mean, they've been knocking themselves against the wall. They've just been sending their heads against that wall over and over again, and they can't be doing this.
On the bright side, Baron is going to be respawning. It has come up, so it will be the next contested objective in the game. Both teams definitely are going to be looking to catch that out. Elise here is so tanky. You can see she does have that Warmox armor.
Yeah, she's got some serious tankiness on her.
In terms of the damage department, she might be suffering a little bit though. But she does deal percentage based, so it won't, I don't think it will affect her that much.
Well, she's got more damage than, I mean, she's got more health than NDD. I just realized that. Oh, they're going to go for the chase. He pops the sadism. Junie gets onto Sek. This could be bad. They found Sek. Junie, though, is without backup. We're going to see SKLZ get caught there by the Chains of Corruption. Archie as well. Oh my goodness, they just kicked NDD right into Archie's face. Safety, though, now in a bit of trouble. He's going to get out of there. Tries to look for a place where he can escape to. And BKT has been split up, so they're going to just get smashed around.
Oh, that final shot blast just barely missing by a hair, but nope, he will go down very easily. The acceleration gate is more than enough movement speed for the team to catch up.
Right, I think they should just finish the game right here. They've got 50 seconds on the clock. SAJ just going straight for the inhibitor. You can see they want to grab 2 inhibitors just in case they can't finish off those Nexus towers in time. But to be very honest, they're going to get those Nexus towers. There's just not enough time. There's 20 seconds on the clock. There's no way they're not finishing this game in 20 seconds. Just look at those turrets drop. The first one goes down. The second one stands no chance. And right now we're going to see them pick up this Nexus. Absolutely no defense here. And with 10 seconds until the next member of the Bangkok Titans is out, the Saigon Jokers pull off a fantastic victory.
Congratulations, Saigon Jokers, for taking away this game, and here they do still be able to maintain their lead at the 5th position.
Right, just a really nice team composition that they picked up. A lot of synergy that they had. The pokes were just crazy. Between Varus, Jace, and Twisted Fate, every time Bangkok Titans started those fights, they were already on half health.
Yeah, and looking at the portraits from BKT, they all have the giving Ang Pao.
The giving Ang Pao, right? Because that's what they did that game,
they
right?
They gave the game away by letting so many strong champs through. They let a Thresh through, a Jace through, and on top of that, let a Twisted Fate through as well.
Right.
That's effectively giving the game away to your enemies for free. And here but not putting BKT down, they did extremely well in the previous game. They were able to hold their own in the early game, especially the warding that prevented TF from actually successfully ganking bottom lane. That was actually great play there by them.
I actually like their AoE team comp between Oriana and Sek. They have a lot of AoE damage, but the problem was kind of their engage. They could never catch somebody.
Yeah, they were all like flying around, especially Lee Sin is just kicking people all over the place.
The thing about fighting against a poke comp is to defeat a poke comp, you need to catch them.
Yep.
You need to dive in on them and all in them. You can't let them like poke you for a long and extended period of time. And that's what they couldn't do. They couldn't jump in on the poke comp. They had no initiators. NDD tried it. But every time you try to get in there, it's pretty easy for SAJ to stop him. All they do is send out the Chains of Corruption or stun him.
Yep, and he'll lose like half his health pool.
Right. So just not working out for team composition. I think gameplay-wise, BKT did pretty well. SAJ making a bit of a mistake in terms of...
the Twisted Fate just diving into
diving
beyond behind enemy lines.
And trying to split push for too long. Right, so that's going to be it for the second.